for the defensive starter of your Cincinnati Bengals. At right end from Alabama, number 98, Antoine Olo. And at outside linebacker from Southern California, number 58, Ray Mamaluga.
Lee tees it up, and he'll be kicking it away to get this one started. He'll down it in the end zone. They'll start this drive at the 20-yard line. First down and 10. Here's the give. And he's tackled around the 33-yard line by Goldson. First down, 10 to go. Ball is on their own 33. Short throw to the left. He's brought down around the 46-yard line by Brown. Now we have a first down and 10 to go. Inside handoff. He's wrestled down around the 38-yard line by Smith. It's first and 10. Ball on the 38-yard line. Daylight. Finally got him down at the 11.
Pretty impressive stuff. As a back, you have to just keep slamming it in there, believing that hole is going to be there eventually. That time it was, and he took advantage.
And we'll have a first down and 10. Tons of pressure. He's hit as he throws. And let's take a look at some of the key players of this offensive unit who, as a group, hope to have a great game in this one. And Chrissy is definitely primed to be a performer to watch in this one. Pitch right. Hit and drop behind the line.
And as we take some time to introduce the defensive key players, we spotlight Patrick Willis from Ole Miss. He is one of the best linebackers in the NFL, and he's getting better.
Yeah, multiple Pro Bowls in his career says an awful lot about Patrick Willis. He has a motor that never stops running, and he has become the emotional leader of this defense.
They'll throw for the first. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 1. 2-yard pickup.
Oh, these are the kind of situations I love watching in football. Do you go for the easy field goal here, or do you take your shot at the touchdown? This is a team loaded with offensive weapons. They have the ability to score from here.
And this should be an easy 3. And the kick is good. Mike Nugent kicks it through to break the tie. Nugent is ready to kick this one off. Johnson is deep, looking to return the kickoff. He'll return it from the 6. He returns to the 26. Adam Jones was there to bring him down. The offense will take over at the 26-yard line. First down and 10. He's going to be tackled for a loss.
The focus of this offense is ball control, and it's built from the offensive line up. Of course, when you have one of the premier running backs in Frank Gore from Miami, it becomes an easy decision to run the rock.
No question about that, Gus. Frank Gore is one of those running backs, maybe not as flashy as some guys, but he puts up flashy numbers. It seems like he gains 5 yards falling down, and he is just built so low to the ground. The guys hate tackling him.
And Chrissy is definitely primed to be a performer to watch in this one.
And as we spotlight some of the key defenders on this squad, Leon Hall, out of Michigan, has quietly become one of the best CBs in the NFL.
Yeah, and the ultimate compliment for a cornerback is when you're covering the other team's best guy and they don't throw in his direction. Leon Hall could have twice the number of interceptions, but really teams don't throw his way.
And the tackle was made by Antoine Odom. Fourth down. The 49ers are lining up to punt it away. He takes the ball at the 20. Gets to the 31-yard line. Culliver was there for the stop.
He's definitely got some breakaway potential when he's back there returning kicks. You give him just a little bit of room, he could break it for a big one.
They'll go to work at the 31. First down, 10 to go. Benson on the run. Justin Smith was there to bring him down. 4-yard gain. 2nd down and 7. They're on their own 35. He needs to get rid of it.
Number 91 makes the sack on the play. Loss of 8 on the play.
The sack on 2nd down will bring up 3rd down and long. They'll need 14 to convert. He's looking down the middle. Throws.
The 49ers did a good job forcing a 3 and out. Anytime a defense can come up with 3 solid plays in a row like that, you know they are right on schedule.
So, it's 4th down. The Bengals line up to punt. Ginn starts running at the 32.
Man, those guys were flying down the field. He didn't have a chance on that one. His blocker's got to do something for that poor guy out there, or he's going to get killed.
They'll get the ball here at the 34. Now we have a 1st down and 10 to go. Gore takes it up the middle. He's dropped down around the 37-yard line by Pecco.
Gain on the play.
From their own 37-yard line. He's looking towards the left side. Right through his hands. He almost had the pick. Morgan was his intended target. And looking at a 3rd and 6 right here. Pass is short right side. The stop was made by Leon Hall.
I wish all our fans could see what's happening down the field on all our television broadcasts, because so much of the game now is won and lost in the secondary.
From their own 45-yard line. Dumps it out right.
Number 11 can't complete the pass.
So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Short throw to the right. Walker was the intended receiver. Third down and 10 coming up here. Ball on their own 45. The pocket collapsing.
Got to think they'll punt it away here in this situation. No point in taking any chances when you're on the wrong side of the field like this.
The sack brings up a 4th and very long situation. Starting back at his own 15. And the tackle was made by Taylor Mays.
You know, I like that return. Nothing flashy, but it was really effective. The thing I hate to see are guys that are dancing around back there trying to be a playmaker when they're really not. At least he got up the field, got a few yards. That's what I like to see.
Rolling out to his right. He's going to his right. Throws.
Well, you can't just stare down one receiver on a play like that. The defense is going to be all over it. He was lucky he didn't get picked off there.
They'll face 2nd down and 10. Ball is on the 20. Throws to his left. Shante Spencer was there for the stop.
Patience for a wide receiver is just so key. He's able to manipulate that defense, set them up one play, come back with the exact same look, and break off of it the next. Beautifully run.
It's 1st and 10. We've played a quarter. The score is 3-0. Bengals. And welcome back to Cincinnati. And we'll have a 1st down and 10. He makes it out to about the 34-yard line. Aldon Smith was there to bring him down. We've got 2nd and 9 yards to go. Fakes the handoff and rolls out to his right. Nate Clements was there for the stop.
I tell you, as a defense, you don't mind giving up a little dinky throw like that to the tight end. That's good defense.
From their own 37-yard line. Good coverage downfield. Passes out to his right. The punter will likely head onto the field after they failed to convert on 3rd down. Fourth down. The Bengals are lining up to punt this one away. Ginn gets it at the 23.
That was really a good effort. There wasn't a ton of room for him to run, but he was able to get up the field, get a few yards. You never get upset with a punt return guy like that. It wasn't spectacular, but he got the job done.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. He's tackled at about the 37-yard line by Maualuga. And 2 yards away here on second down. Has a man to his right. It looks like he was able to bring it down in bounds. They'll discuss it, and it is a good catch.
I like it when the officials get together to make a call like that because really that one could have gone either way.
Looking, fires it to the left.
Number 46.
And he's tackled around the 49-yard line by Maualuga. Short yardage situation here, 2nd and a yard. They'll go with the run once again. Carlos Dunlap was there to bring him down.
Yeah, the offensive line did their job. They created enough of a seam to get him up into the secondary, and then he was able to explode from there.
First down and 10. Flips it out short. All he needs is one hand.
The 49ers have a bunch of short completions, but they're not getting the yards after the catch right now, and that's because the defense is playing them very tight and making good, solid tackles.
Brings up second down and 6 yards to go. Smith, pitch out. He's wrestled down right around the 26-yard line by Crocker.
On the play.
First down, 10 to go. Pass is short right side. Leon Hall was there for the stop. Number 83 picked up 6 with that grab. So second down, the offense needs about 4 for the first. Goes through his progression. Nearly picked off. He should have had that one.
Well, you have to admire his courage. He's not afraid to make any throw, anytime, anywhere, but he's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
Just about 4 yards shy of the first here on third down. Hunter gets the call. He's brought down at about the 13-yard line by Sims. Now we have a first down and 10 to go. And they'll run him again. They get him down. It's a 49er first and goal.
The 49ers get another big gain there. I'm telling you, I'm impressed with what they're doing right now in the running game.
They'll set this one up inside the 5. They line up at the 2. Steps and throws to the left side. Long. Has it. But wait, they'll have to discuss this. They're saying no score on the play. Second down, goal to goal. Hands off to the back, and he's in.
As much as we want to give credit to the running backs for scoring touchdowns, it is really the offensive line that gets it done when you get down here.
Joe Nedney is good on the point after. San Francisco holds a 4-point lead. Lee gets ready to kick it away. Cosby stands back to field the kick. It's fielded at the 2. We'll get our first flag of the game. Culliver was there to bring him down, and that flag was thrown in the neighborhood of holding.
A bit of poor judgment on that play. You have to be aware of the situation, and that's a big first down.
The offense will start at the 10. It's 1st and 10. Has a man out to his right. Second down now following the incomplete pass.
87, the intended target.
And the offense is at their own 10. Throws it to the middle. The stop was made by Patrick Willis.
The Bengals aren't looking all that sharp at all right now in the passing game. And I know it's still early, but they have to be getting a little frustrated with their inability to attack this defense.
Third down, 7 yards to go. Passes it over the middle of the field. He can't come up with it. Incomplete pass. So the offense will probably head off the field after failing to convert for a first down on that series.
Now that series just never seemed to get off the ground. Nothing they tried there seemed to work.
Fourth down. The Bengals ready to punt this one away. Ginn gets it way upfield at the 45. And the tackle was made by White. Ginn might have been injured on that one. They'll go to work at the 50. And we'll have a first down and 10. Smith gives it up the middle. Carlos Dunlap was there for the stop. Racks up 7 tough yards. They'll need about 3 yards here on second down. They're facing 2nd and 3 now. 2 minutes to go in the half. Makes the throw over the middle. Adam Jones was there to bring him down.
And I love to watch this wide receiver work. He is so patient with his routes. He gets down low into his cuts, and he really understands what the defense is trying to do to take him away, and he is working them over.
First down and 10. Ball on the 35-yard line. Pitch right. He's dropped down at about the 33-yard line by Johnson. It's 2nd down and 8 to go. They're on their 33. Gore gets it on the inside. The stop was made by Antoine Odom.
1-yard gain on the play.
Offense looking at 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Ball on the 32-yard line. Smith will hand it off. He's tackled right around the 30-yard line by Pecco. This one will be from 47 yards. It's up and it's good. Joe Nedney makes it a 7-point advantage with the field goal. Lee looks ready to kick it away. Cosby is back to receive the kick. And the tackle was made by Brown. Their last drive ended with a 3-and-out. They'll take over at the 18-yard line. First down, 10 to go. Looks to throw. It's a jailbreak.
The quarterback had no chance on that play. Talk about raw determination by the defender to get into the backfield.
Yeah, not a lot of pretense on that play, huh? He is so strong. It seems like he can bulldoze through these huge offensive linemen almost at will. They're going to need to find a way to double team him if they ever hope to keep him off their quarterback.
And that opens up room for other defenders.
Yeah, exactly, and that's another reason why he's so dangerous. You need two guys to shut him down, which allows one of the other defenders to get after the quarterback unblocked.
Steps up in the pocket, and they've got him.
7-yard loss on the play.
They're now looking at a 3rd and long after the sack. They hand it off. The stop was made by Justin Smith. And they'll be well short of the 1st down.
You know, not a bad run there, but you're talking about a situation where it was 3rd and long yardage, and so defensively you're like, yeah, thanks, go ahead, run the football.
It's 4th down. The Bengals lining up to punt. Smith will take it at the 47.
You know, I like that return. Nothing flashy, but it was really effective. The thing I hate to see are guys that are dancing around back there trying to be a playmaker when they're really not. At least he got up the field, got a few yards. That's what I like to see.
Dumps it out right. It is an incomplete pass. Norris was the intended receiver.
Target on the play. 2nd down.
Second down and 7 yards to go. Ball on the 46-yard line. Has a man deep.
Just a bad throw, and it is an area that he continues to struggle with. Those deep throws just are not accurate.
Here they have a 3rd down and 10 to go. He's looking down the middle. Throws. The defender gets a hand on it, and that will bring up 4th down.
Well, at the end of the game, you go back and you basically say what happened on 3rd down, and you have a pretty good indication of how that game came out. Good play by the defense.
Fourth down. The 49ers ready to punt this one away. The punt rolls into the end zone, touchback. And now this offense will set up with excellent field position with a chance to cut into this lead. They'll set up shop at the 20-yard line. Now we have a 1st down and 10 to go. Palmer, hands off. And he's tackled around the 24-yard line by Brooks. And we've come to halftime here. The score at the halfway mark is 10-3. And welcome back to Cincinnati. San Francisco will get the ball to begin the second half. Here we go. He'll return it from the 4-yard line. And the tackle was made by Reggie Nelson. The offense will take over at the 18-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Looking, fires it to the left. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
And so far in this one, as you can see, this player has been the impact performer of the game so far.
And we'll have a 1st down and 10. Inside handoff. Antoine Odom was there for the stop. A 5-yard gain.
5-yard gain on the play.
From their own 44-yard line. They'll give it off here. Stiff arms, and he's brought down.
The 49ers have shown dominance in the ground game, and they're not letting up one bit. They'll probably look to keep pounding it so they can tire out this defense in the 4th quarter.
First down and 10. Ball on the 47-yard line. Run play, left side. Makes it out to about the 36. Michael Johnson was there to bring him down. First down, 10 to go. They go with the pitch to the right. Antoine Odom was there for the stop. Just about 3 yards there.
Gain on the play.
Now they're facing 2nd and 7. Ball on the 33-yard line. Hands it to the back. He's wrestled down around the 30-yard line by Pecco. Just about 4 yards shy of the first here on 3rd down. He throws short. It's intercepted.
You know, some of these corners are just freakish athletes right now. Oftentimes, they're the best athletes on the field. Maybe they don't have the skill set, great hands, great moves, whatever, but they are definitely among the fastest in the NFL.
Has a man to his right. He's brought down around the 29-yard line by Brooks.
The tight end did a good job here selling the block and then going out into his route and making the catch for a decent gain on the play.
Second down and 7. Here's the give. The stop was made by TKO. That's a 3-yard gain.
3-yard gain on the play.
Third down now. They'll need about 3 yards to convert for a new set of downs. And the tackle was made by Justin Smith. Cedric Benson gets a nice gain of about 5 yards. First down. Now we have a first down and 10 to go. And it's a fumble. It's loose, recovered by the defense.
Boy, and that's a killer right there. You're down just one score. You have a chance to get right back in the football game, and you give it up.
They'll start at the 31. It's 1st and 10. Hunter, the ball carrier. He's dropped down right around the 24-yard line by number 41. That'll bring up second down, a couple of yards needed to convert. Dumps it out left. He doesn't get back to the line. Back to the line, but nothing more. The offense needs about 3 yards to get the first here on third down. Has a man short to his left. He's tackled around the 19-yard line by number 41. And we'll have a first down and 10. Ball on the 19-yard line. Hand off to the right. Gets to about the 17-yard line. Michael Johnson was there to bring him down.
8 of 2.
Second down and 8 here. Passes short right side. Catches it and hit instantly. Short pickup.
The 49ers are having a tough time getting the ball down the field in the passing game against this defense. They're facing some good coverage, and they just haven't been able to break it open.
So it's third down. The offense will need about 4 yards to pick up the first. Looks for the safe short throw. Kendrick Burney was the intended receiver on the play.
That pass rush didn't get there that time, but it got close enough to distract the quarterback and force him into a bad throw.
The field goal unit is on the field. And he makes it. So the score now, the 49ers, 13. The Bengals, 3. Lee gets ready to kick it away. Shipley stands back to field the kick. This will be down to the end zone for a touchback. They'll start this drive at the 20. First down and 10. Benson on the inside handoff.
The defense makes a great hit, forces the fumble, but you know the coach will tell him that he has to hang on to the ball.
You got it, Gus. No coach wants to see his player ever fumble, and to be honest, the quickest way to get knocked out of the NFL is to keep giving up the football. You simply cannot do it.
Good coverage downfield.
You bring a little pressure, and it impacts quarterbacks, and we saw it there.
Third down.
So 3rd and 9 coming up right here. The pocket collapsing. And that sack will bring up 4th down as the offense couldn't get anything going on the series.
Man, I'm really impressed by that guy out there. You know, you try to single block him, you can't. You try and double team him, you still can't block him. There are some guys in the league that are just too good.
The sack brings up a 4th and very long situation. Smith fields it at the 48. Whitworth was there for the stop. Looks like we might have an injured man on the field. First down, 10 to go. They spot it at the 42. The stop was made by Robert Gathers. Racks up 7 tough yards.
Gain on the play.
And 2 yards away here on 2nd down. Looks left. Here's a short pass. And the tackle was made by Antoine Odom.
It's one of the dangers. You bring those extra defenders trying to get after the quarterback, and you're going to leave some man coverage on the outside. That time the quarterback able to take advantage.
Now we have a first down and 10 to go. The pigskin is on the 23-yard line. And that's the end of the third quarter. The score is 13-3. And welcome back to Cincinnati. The 49ers have a good shot at widening the gap even further, starting the fourth quarter deep in enemy territory. He rolls out to his right. It's a quarterback sack.
Wow, he looked like a cyclone down there getting to the quarterback.
It is impressive when a guy that big is that nimble on his feet. He makes it look so easy, and it seems like he's past the offensive lineman as soon as the ball is snapped. Tough to stop.
I'm just amazed he kept his balance.
Yeah, you know what's so incredible? He's running full speed and still has the agility to spin around the lineman, gather himself, and get to the quarterback. Just great athleticism.
Following the sack, it's now 2nd and long. Gore takes it up the middle. It looks like there's a penalty. And this one looks like it's going to come back.
Offense.
That seemed like a pretty obvious hold.
Yeah, sometimes you have holding and sometimes you have tackling. That was a pretty good form tackle right there.
Looking for a man. He's looking down the middle. Throws.
And when you get a wide receiver with that kind of talent on the outside, he is a threat to take it all the way on any play.
San Francisco looks to take a commanding 3-score lead here. Smith, pitch out. He didn't get back to the line.
For me, there's nothing more impressive in football than to see a cover cornerback able to come up and make the stops on the run. That's a complete football player.
The offense will line up at the 9. Throws it over the middle of the field. Intercepted. The Bengals get pick number 2 of the game. It's 1st and 10. They can't bring him down, and now he's got room to run. The stop was made by Shawntae Spencer. Passing in this situation seems like it would have been a good idea.
Passing in every situation seems to me like it would be a better idea, but when you have the clock working against you like this, it's time to put it up.
Just about 4 yards shy of the first here on 3rd down. Throws it deep down the left side.
Number 9 throws incomplete. 4th down.
It's 4th down. The Bengals are lining up to punt this one away. Smith takes it at the 43. Brandon Gee was there to bring him down.
You know, I like that return. Nothing flashy, but it was really effective. The thing I hate to see are guys that are dancing around back there trying to be a playmaker when they're really not. At least he got up the field, got a few yards. That's what I like to see.
Here's a pass over the middle. And he's tackled at about the 35-yard line by Johnson. So they line up at the 35. They'll give it off here.
Frank Gore can see the field so well, and as a runner, you need to have that kind of vision to be successful.
And we'll have a 1st down and 10. Deep pass, end zone.
Yeah, I think he would have needed a jackhammer to get that one in there. That was tight coverage.
That'll make it 2nd down with 10 to go. The ball sits on the 21. Passes out to his right. Makes the grab. No signal yet. We'll see what they rule. They rule it incomplete.
He just missed coming down with a great catch there.
Here they have a 3rd down and 10 to go. Looks right, throws, and the tackle was made by Leon Hall.
The quarterback is having some success with this matchup. What do you see here, Chris?
Well, after a big gain like that, the quarterback may try to target this guy for really the rest of the game. It'll be interesting to see how this matchup progresses now that he's found a bit of an opening.
San Francisco trying to go up by 3 scores. He's going to be tackled for a loss.
Well, you know the safeties are going to attack the line of scrimmage against the run, but you just don't expect them to get there so soon that they're going to make the tackle in the backfield.
So, now they're just 10 yards away. Dumps it out right. And the pass falls incomplete. Long was his intended target. Well, it's now 3rd down and goal. They'll need 10 yards for the score. Gets to about the 8-yard line. Antoine Odom was there for the stop. Antoine Odom might have been shaken up a bit on the play. They call on the field goal unit. It's up and it's good. So that will make the score the 49ers 16, the Bengals 3. San Francisco is just about ready to kick this one away. Shipley is back to receive the kick and takes off from his own goal line. Taylor Mays was there to bring him down. The offense takes the field, and we'll see if they can put something together after their last drive ended with a 3 and out. They'll start at the 17. First down and 10. Benson takes the give. The stop was made by Patrick Willis. Still looking for an open man. They get to him in the pocket and bring him down for the sack.
We're going to do what we do. 7-yard loss on the play.
They're now looking at a 3rd and long after the sack. Throws to his right. And that will be a 3 and out for the offense after that incompletion.
Well, you're going to have to gather the troops over on the sideline because whether it was poor play calling or poor execution, they never got anything going that time.
Looks like they'll opt to go for it here. Throws deep towards the left. It's a pick. And the tackle was made by Esteban Ocho Cinco. First down, 10 to go. Pass is short right side.
Number 15, the intended receiver on the play. Second down.
Second down and 7 yards to go. Ball on the 24-yard line. He loses the football. It's loose, recovered by the defense. Watch out, he's got space.
Well, that was a little momentum shift now. A couple of big plays, and they're right back in this thing.
They'll go to work at the 36-yard line. Now we have a first down and 10 to go. Loads up, looking to his right. The stop was made by Shante Spencer. It's a 2-possession game, and the offense can cut that down if they can get it into the end zone here. He lost yardage on the play.
Did you see how fast that linebacker was on that one? Not only did he recognize it, but when he did recognize it, he had the explosiveness to get there.
Check it out. Check it out.
And they need just 8 for the score. They hand it off. Nice gain of about 7.
Gain of 7.
Big spot for the defense, who has to find a way to get a stop. 3rd down, goal to goal. Has a man to his right. Presley was the intended receiver on the play. Big call here, leaving the offense out there for this 4th and goal situation. Breaks a tackle, and he will score. Touchdown. And we've got a game on our hands.
Well, now it looks like it's going to come down to the onside kick. And can they recover the ball? Because right now this offense is starting to get it going.
Extra point is good. We're nearing the 2-minute warning in the 4th. The Bengals, 10. The 49ers, 16. Nugent gets ready to kick it away. Hunter stands back to field the kick. Wade was there for the stop. They'll take over at the 19. It's 1st and 10. Gives it to the back.
Sure doesn't look like he's running with the same explosiveness that we usually see out of him.
Yeah, and I think that fumble he had earlier has changed his approach. You can see him really trying to cover up the ball more, and you can't run like that in the NFL.
They're looking now at 2nd and 8. Ball on their own 21. Gore gets the carry. He's dropped down around the 29-yard line by Crocker. That'll make it 3rd down. The offense needs about 3 feet for the first. Breaking through up the gut. There he goes! Racing toward the end zone. Feet don't fail me now. And this is going to make it tough for any type of comeback now.
Yeah, that was a place in the game where the defense absolutely had to make something happen, and they just couldn't pull anything out.
They'll go for 2 in this situation. Short throw to the right. Leon Hall was there to bring him down. Back to the line, but nothing more. San Francisco looks ready to kick it away. Cosby is deep, looking to return the kickoff. And it's fielded at the 4. He makes it out to about the 21-yard line. Taylor Mays was there for the stop. They'll start this drive at the 21. And we'll have a first down and 10. He's going deep to his right. To the 20.
And when you get a wide receiver with that kind of talent on the outside, he is a threat to take it all the way on any play.
He throws short. He's tackled around the 4-yard line by Smith. Simpson gains 7 yards with the catch. Dumps it out left. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
That play is just so hard to stop down here on the goal line. All you have to do is get a little body position. Quarterback zips it in there. These two guys are tremendous at that play.
It appears we have an injured player on the field. Point after is good. With just over a minute to go in regulation, the score is the Bengals 17, the 49ers 22. Cincinnati comes out in the onside kick formation. Line drive kick, very short. There's a flag on the play.
By the kicking team.
Boy, it's tough enough to try and stop an NFL offense, but when you give them extra chances, it is almost impossible.
The offense will start at the 40. First down and 10. Gore on the inside handoff. Michael Johnson was there to bring him down. They line up at the 37. Hit and drop behind the line.
You know, you can draw up any sort of protection scheme and blocking scheme that you want. But ultimately, this game comes down to one big man against another big man. And that time, the defense's big men, they won the battle.
They line up at the 38. He takes a knee. Fourth down. The 49ers ready to punt this one away.
This team has a chance right now to pull off a huge comeback win. Got to get the ball in the end zone. Have to do it in a hurry, but boy, would it be impressive if they pulled this off.
They're going for the home run. He's wrestled down at about the 31 by Smith. That's going to do it from Paul Brown Stadium. Highlights are next, so stay right there. And let's take a look at the Gatorade Performer of the Game.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.